factorize these expressions into a single bracket. So these expressions referring to this one here, 5n minus 30, and the second expression is 24v minus 16. So you may be familiar with these kinds of problems where we have this kind of a problem, and we get asked to multiply out of the single bracket, right? So the process looks a bit like this for that kind of question, where you go 3 times this expression, this term here, 3 times 5h, so that equals 15h, and then 3 times minus 4 is minus 12, and so that would be the answer. Now you'll notice that this 15h minus 12 looks very similar to these questions here. You've got a term which includes a coefficient and a variable here, same here, same here. You've got a coefficient and a variable there, coefficient, variable there, and then you've got a constant, and you've got a constant, you've got a constant. So what we're doing here is we need to end up with this kind of expression which has brackets. So that's what this means. Factorize these expressions into a single bracket. So we're going to end up with an expression that looks very similar to this. There'll be a term outside the brackets, and there'll be a couple of terms inside the brackets. Let's find out how to do it. 5n minus 30. So we look at these two values here, so the coefficient and this term over here. And what we need to find out is we need to find out the highest common factor of these two numbers. So what is the highest common factor of 5 and 30? Well, if you know your times tables, you'll know straight away that the highest common factor, the factor that's shared by both 5 and 30, is 5. But maybe you don't know how to find the highest common factor just by looking at those two numbers. So you might need to go through a little bit of a process. So for 5, we use a factoring tree to help us. So what two factors make 5? Well, 1 and 5. 5 is a prime number, so we can stop right there. If we know straight away that 5 is a prime, we could have stopped here. For 30, though, it's slightly different. Let's start our tree. What times what equals 30? Well, I could go 5 times 6. 5 is a prime number, so I can stop there. And 6 is 2 times 3, prime number, so we can stop. Okay, so what factors are common to both 5 and 30? Well, we've got a 5 here, and we've got a 5 here, so those two become part of the solution. We look to see, well, 1 we can't count. 2 is on this side, but there are no 2's here. And 3 is on this side, but there are no 3's here. So the only one that we can use, the only factor that is common to both 5 and 30 is the 5. So the highest common factor is indeed 5. So what do we do with that information? Well, it's very simple. The highest common factor goes here, outside of the brackets, right? And then we say, okay, this highest common factor, how many times does it go into this number? Well, the answer is 1, and then n, because this has to go here. However, we know that you shouldn't really have the number 1 in front of the variables as a coefficient. So let's get rid of the 1, and we know that it's n. And then the second thing we do is go, how many times will this highest common factor 5 go into 30? So 30 divided by 5 is 6. However, it is not just 30, right? It's minus 30. So 5 into minus 30. Minus 30 divided by 5 is minus 6. Okay, negative 6. Now, are we correct? Let's check. Let's actually expand this out of its brackets. Okay, and if we are correct, we'll end up with 5n minus 30. So let's do that. 5 times n is 5n. 5 times negative 6 is negative 30. And indeed, that is the same as what we started with. So I know that the final answer we had, which is correct. That is correct. Let's have another go at this one over here. So we've got 24v minus 16, right? So we need to find the highest common factor. Okay, when I look at these two numbers, it is a little bit harder to see the highest common factor. If you know your times tables, you could probably get it quite quickly. But again, we're going to use a prime factorization tree, the same as what we used here. So let's try that. So 24. What is 24? What two factors make 24? Well, I could go 2 and 12, right? Nice and simple. 2 is a prime number. For 12, I could go 2 and 6. 2 is a prime number. 6 is 2 times 3. And both of these are prime numbers. So now my tree is complete for 24. For 16, I could go 2 and 8. So 2 is a prime number. 8 is like 2 and 4, right? So 2 is a prime number. And 4 is 2 and 2. And so now I've reached the end of that prime factorization tree, because now all the numbers that end the tree are primes. So what do I do with that information? I look for factors that are shared by both. So there's a 2 here and there's a 2 here. So I'm going to use this 2 as part of my final solution. I've got a 2 here and another 2 here, so I can multiply those two factors together. I've got a 2 here and another 2 here, so I can multiply that. I have a 3 here, but I don't have any 3's over here, and I've reached the end of all the factors that are shared. So 24 and 16 share 2 and another 2 and another 2, and here they are. So 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So I know that the highest common factor is 8, therefore 8 goes outside the brackets. Then it's a case, look, what I should do is identify the terms. Here's a term, minus 16. Here's a term, which is plus 24. So 24 divided by 8 is 3. So 3v in this case. And then minus 16 divided by 8. Let's just go 16 divided by 8. That's 2, right? But this is a minus. So when we divide a minus by a positive, the answer has to be a minus, so it is minus 2. Let's just check to see if we're right. 8 times 3 is 24v, and then 8 times minus 2 is minus 16, and this is exactly what we started with right here, so we know that this is the correct answer.